Hi, welcome back. We're speaking about Chapter 4 of Healing America's Narratives, the chapter that deals with selected aspects of Native American history. So in 1830, Congress passed an act that has been called the Indian Removal Act, but the full name of the act was, quote, an act to provide for an exchange of lands with the Indians residing in any of the states or territories and for their removal west of the river Mississippi. The president at the time, the newly elected president at the time, was Andrew Jackson, who in 1813 and 1814, as a Tennessee militia officer, a slave owner himself, was called Sharp Knife by Native Americans because of the body count that he and his militia had with the Creeks, Cherokee, Chickasaw, and other Native American nations in the Tennessee area. Interestingly, that in the House, the act passed by just 5 votes, and 16 of the total votes that came from the slave states were actually attributable to the 3/5 compromise. In other words, because the slave states got to count 3/5 of each of their slaves toward representation in Congress, the act passed. Had it not passed, who knows what would have happened, but the act to remove the Indians from east of the Mississippi passed in the U.S. Congress in 1830. For his part, Andrew Jackson was a major proponent of the act, and some of the things that he said in terms of encouraging the Native Americans to accept the provisions of the move, quote, say to my red Choctaw children and my Chickasaw children to listen. Say to the chiefs and warriors that I am their friend, and if they move west of the Mississippi, there beyond the limits of any state, in possession of land of their own, which they shall possess as long as the grass grows or water runs, I will protect them and be their friend and father. Right? He also remarked that he had, quote, done his duty to his red children, and that any failure of his good intentions toward them would be due to their want of duty to themselves. And as a final exclamation point, he decided he could now leave the poor deluded Creeks and Cherokees to their fate and their annihilation. So we'll pick up with what actually happened during the removal process in our next conversation. All right, thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate your coming back for more.